morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Boy, did I mess that up.
No, nothing's messed up. Let's start on a good foot. Nothing is messed up. Everything is great. We're going to move forward with a wonderful day.
Sorry, I handled.
Say that out loud, word by word. Nothing is
This
messed
morning
up.
was great. Nothing's messed up. I handled three things at the same time excellently.
Good stuff, man. Hey, can I share a quick little story?
Let's do it. Start
All
with
right.
story time.
So my story has been, I've shared this before. That one time, after not having done this for a while, I was put in a position to need to do it and then found myself not being able to adult and felt like only half of an adult. And that scared me. So this morning, as I'm walking back from the gym, I'm like, got it. We're going to do this morning thing. It's been really great. I'm really excited because I can't be here Thursdays anymore. And then Fridays are always questionable. So I really only get 3 weekdays. And I know Dom and you've been holding it down. So I was like, okay, I got it. I got my gym, got my routine. It's sunny outside. It's no longer cold. It's not sleeting. New York is somewhat enjoyable. No, New York's enjoyable. In the spring and the Christmas time, it's like the best places to be.
Magical,
But
even. I would call it magical.
It's magical. Pollen everywhere. But so as I'm walking back, I realized Dom has not sent us a morning message. And I'm like, oh no. And I realized this isn't good. And so on my way back, I'm like, gotta do this. Remember, gotta remember how to set this up. And then I was like, I'm definitely gonna be late. So there was a time where I had to schedule a flight all the way out to Chicago. And I hopped on the internet and I was going to schedule my flight to Chicago. And I realized as I'm searching, I'm like, where do I go? What do I do? It's like, not that I couldn't do it, but it was like the information from everywhere. What's the best deal? Is this the best time? What flight is, or like what airline is the best, right? Do I use it was just like so many things. I feel like I was like starting from scratch again. I was like, so, Lauren has been doing that for so long. And so then in my mind, I was like, I got to adult this and do this more often. So anyway, glad for the moment to reset the live, which was great. So
well done doing it quickly. I was up and ready to go. And I didn't realize that we didn't get Dom's message. Here's the thing. Dom's been doing it so great for so long that when he's not here, I'm like, what would Dom do? Dom, how does Dom do this? This is what Dom says. So thank you, Dom, for setting the standard and raising the bar every single day.
Dom is such an operator. He's an operator like behind the scenes. And I say that because in the community things that I know that we're attached with, I don't think Dom gets the type of credit that he's due, at least from my point of view, because he's such a connector. And I'll hear that he schedule a call with that person and had a conversation over there. Oh yeah, I know that person. And so I'm not great with it. So like, I'm not a good measure for, okay, oh, if I didn't know that person, then, that person's not known. Like, that's just not me. Like, it's just, I tend to know a lot of the big names in our communities, and then some of the smaller ones, people that I've connected with. But Dom is great. And if no one really knows, like, it's just, he connects so much behind the scenes. And so Dom, shout out to you. Jason makes crepes.
Great crepes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting to know the names. I recognize names now. And I bumped up my interaction level a little bit, which I feel good about. It's very easy to get sucked into some of the discussions online, which is not really something I normally do, but I enjoy listening and hearing these people talk. So it's been a good journey.
Nice. What are two names that come to mind right now?
Right off the bat, Mr. Messer. I really enjoy his spaces on weekday mornings, which I'm not able to jump in on every day.
Mm-hmm.
But on last Monday when I was off, I found a lot of value in listening in.
Mm-hmm.
So good morning, Mr. Messer. And Soul. I've seen Soul
Yeah.
A lot. And sometimes at night I'll jump into random conversations, just listen in and see some names I recognize. It's cool. I enjoy it.
Nice, man.
A lot of these things I still don't really connect with, like, the things that I'm into that I don't really have time to, I don't have the brain space to entertain or get deeper into, but it's all enjoyable. It's all great.
That's good, man. Yeah, and obviously we're talking VeeFriends. I think kind of allowing this connection even further with the whole VDad Zilly Dad stuff with VeeFriends is so great. And I've been trying to pull my brother in even further. Someone reminded me today. I forget who it was. I went on X really quickly. I saw that someone had sent the character quiz, the VeeFriends character quiz, to their wife. And they, in their words, they successfully onboarded their wife. And so I was like, oh, I should try that. Maybe that would be really good. So, hey, what's up?
Good morning, Dee Dee.
You want to say hi, Uncle Jason?
Dad.
Yeah, what's up? Oh, sorry. Is that too much? I'll do it slowly. Okay. What's up?
Can I have no syrup?
Syrup?
Yeah.
I can give you syrup, but what are you putting syrup on?
My waffles.
Did you make waffles yourself?
No.
Straight
Mom
syrup.
did. I need more
Straight syrup.
than I had.
Yeah.
The one just.
Jason's gonna hold. Uncle Jason's gonna hold down the fort.
I
Oh,
want
grab
to.
the mic. What are
Yeah.
you gonna say?
I
Dee
like
Dee is one of those kids that will definitely just take syrup, have syrup for breakfast.
horse.
Nice, good job.
Let's start with our Saturday gratitude. See you, Ryan. So far we got Bro Fitz here. We got Todd. Sleepy morning here. I had a great Friday. Fridays are usually pretty good. I got to my last period at school is a planned period. So I get to chill out for a second. Then I get like 20 minutes with my daughter who's at my school. And I spent 40 minutes stitching my Grateful Gar. I'm restarting the handmade revolution, y'all, with my Grateful Gar.
They said ditch.
Stitch, cross stitch. This
I gotcha.
this cross stitching habit, it's almost addictive.
Is it? You know what? I am actually. Why is it so loud right now? I feel as if I would get addicted to it. I can't do it.
It's just a really great meditation. I'm glad that I found it. Mom showed it to me, then I taught it to my students, and it really quiets down crazy middle schoolers, which is great. I was just sharing my gratitude for yesterday, and then we finished the day with an adult league soccer game that me and Kristen play on with some other parents. We are first in our league of 8 teams.
Oh, it's awesome. And you're the oldest.
Me and Kristen, I think, are the oldest on the team.
Nice.
Which is both odd and empowering because I feel like we still got it.
Yeah, man.
Like we're linking passes, we're breathing hard, we're doing groin stretches for 15 minutes before the game at home. We're rolling out in the kitchen. It's fun. I enjoy it. And I almost assisted her on a goal. Our goal for the season is to link up a Turner parent goal, and we almost did it yesterday.
Dude, that's like an orgasm outside of the bedroom. That's awesome.
I know.
It's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Connection
made. That's so cool.
How about you? What's your grass today, brother?
I haven't been at this dog. See this dog?
Mm-hmm.
Dog is 14 years old.
I listened. I was listening on, what was that, Thursday, when you were talking about your dog journey.
Yeah.
Taking care. I can't remember if I was on that yet.
This dog follows me.
It seems like a great experience. It's kind of like being an uncle to kids, to nephews, where you don't own them. You just kind of care for them and give them back when you're ready.
Yeah. As I've been saying, and I'm kind of waiting for it to kick in again, just where like a moment of gratitude is going to hit me harder than what I've been doing recently. And it's okay. I'm just going to let it organically do its thing. But I've been very much connecting with the emotional and the physical. Like, what are you feeling right now without any explanation? And so you can see it in my name. Actually, this is going to seem rude. I'll come back to this. But it's in my name: actionable, practical, and focused. So it's like what I'm feeling right now. Because just these past 2 weeks have been really great for no explanation. But physically, I'm feeling stronger. Physically, I'm feeling really warm right now. And stick with those two. So I feel good. Brofit, you are Brofit. You brought Brofit back. We had a conversation. And it was amazing. And by the way, we need to have a second conversation. Although Dom has put tabs on certain conversations with people for their second one, so I cannot have a conversation with you to update us on everything that you've gone through since our last conversation. So off my table, Brofit and then Chels. Those are Dom's conversations that I'm not allowed to have apparently. So. I would love to hear you talk even more about post that first conversation that we ended up having. That would be so cool. So, and Chelsea, if you're listening, I would love to schedule time to have a conversation with you on the podcast. But Dom owns your rights at this moment. So we'll get there.
I appreciate you, Ryan, sharing that little habit. That's something that does enter my mind at random spots in the day. Just kind of focusing on what I'm feeling physically, especially on days when I'm not really sure where I am mentally. You know, there's always a part of the day where I'm not quite connected the way I want to be. Right now, feeling a little bit, if I were to be more specific on sore, because I'm sore from soccer, but I feel content because I've used my body in a good way. I feel a little bit scattered because I don't have a list of the things that I know I need to do right now. And that would help me if I write it down. I'm helping a friend in about...
Can I cut you off? Because I do want to hear you. I just want to see if
you
this would
probably
help
do
you.
it anyway. So yeah, go ahead.
I love it. Whatever you're feeling doesn't need an explanation. I know that you want to share it, but I just want to make sure that you know that there's nothing behind it that's going to make it better or worse, right or wrong. So if you feel scattered, you just feel scattered. And I appreciate you sharing that, because that lets me know.
Let me interrupt you, Ryan.
Yeah.
In the words of Ryan Turner, I do that because...
Let me interrupt you. And then what?
It grounds me because it kind of, like, if I can quantify it in words, then I can kind of take care of it and do something about it.
I got you. And this is not my practice. It's something that I've really attached to, but this was something that was shared with me with a guy that I really look up to. He probably doesn't know how much I really look up to him, but his name is Brett. And he shared this with a group of men, and we did it. And I thought it was really good. It takes a long time. And like when there's like 30 people in the room and we're like, all right, let's go. But it's really helpful just to kind of work through hearing where people come in at. And then when he did this, I try to look into like, where'd this come from? Because I know that he's very much like, he's very open about his AA journey and all this kind of stuff as well. And I was like, maybe it's an AA thing. I don't know, but it's like a grounding thing. And then in my research of finding where it came from, I read a story of someone whose boss, before meetings, he would ask people to do this. And the story was shared from someone else, not the boss, but they said it was really helpful because it allowed people to know like how they were going to share certain things, or more importantly, when somebody would respond in a certain way, people would have a little bit more empathy for maybe where they're coming from. So like if I came in right now and I said, I'm coming in hot, doesn't even matter why. It doesn't matter if it's because of a relationship thing, or maybe I injured myself, or like maybe it's a financial challenge, like whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm coming in hot. Okay, got it. So then I would hope that maybe like you would know just with that, I'm grounding myself. I've grounded you in this conversation, and now we can have a better conversation. There's some vulnerability. You can share how you feel really quick. And again, nothing is right or wrong. Anyway, I don't want to get too lost in this, but I just really love the practice. So you can join me in it if you want to.
I think it's great. If I were there and you were to say coming in hot and you were talking, I would probably tend to let you cook, because if you're coming in hot, that means you got a lot on your mind, and I would tend to reserve what I'm saying and kind of give you the floor a bit more so you can kind of vocalize what's going on.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
So
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Look, we got a hard pivot over here because we have a need to get back to the Daily Dad during these things.
We do. It seems like we always hit it after the 20-minute mark.
It's okay. It just means it's not that important because we're good people without it. So today was entitled "Nourish This Wonderful Trait." I'm gonna say this. I didn't connect with this page as much.
Nor did I.
Okay. I reread it 3 times. Be like, okay, hold on, something's in here. It's gonna grab me. It didn't. But I don't know these people, and that doesn't help. And also, I'm not a history buff, so maybe that's just like it's not really starting from a good spot. But Queen Victoria, right? Anyway, hold on, was it Queen Victoria who said this? Someone in England said this. Let's just accept it.
An English person who was really important
Can't tell who said it.
had a mentor.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Let's just break this down, because every time it brings up somebody like super notable from history, I have a hard time connecting with it until I read it like 2 or 3 times. Like, what would a normal person do here? Like when we're talking about Tiger Woods and the 120 women he banged, I'm like, I don't have any connection to that because I'm only at 70. I'm just kidding. Not even that. But it's like I need something to connect with, something in common with this person, whoever the person is on the page.
Royalty.
And when it goes right to Queen Elizabeth, which is great, and I am kind of a history enthusiast, it's really hard to make that connection. But what I did walk away with that was, it's not like she was born being a person that was, steadfast and stuck to her convictions. The point was that was nourished through time by this other important English person, not her parent. It was a baroness.
Lazen. If anyone knows this, I don't even know.
Louise
Lezen,
which I've never heard.
Lezen sounds right.
We'll say Lezen.
Yeah.
But what I took from it was, whatever you're hoping you give your kids, and whatever traits you hope they pick up from you, it takes time, and sometimes you have to restart. A lot like you said, you have to kind of restart and reground yourself with starting up the podcast room.
Yeah. Great breakdown. I like it. I like the overall message of like, you're not born that way. Even with royalty.
Nor will you be that person until, probably late teens, early 20s. And even then there's challenges.
Can I just read this quote?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just help me with this.
Yeah.
Never help me with it.
No, do it.
Like it wasn't like the quote was there and I was like, oh, now I get it.
I might have to mute your mic while you read it for copyright purposes.
For what? Oh. This is the quote from Lezen, from Baroness Lezen, Louise Lezen, to Queen Victoria. She said, "I have to be sure, not created, but nourished in the princess, one quality which is to test, consider, and to stand firmly by that which the princess finds right and good." So she's not really talking to the princess. Queen Victoria, right? She's talking to herself.
Whatever the royalty breakdown is, I don't know. Where's the princess? Who comes first, the
But
baroness,
anyway,
the queen? Probably.
but hold on. We have to hold on. I want to get here because it goes on to say, I guess like it might get sued for copyright infringement here if I'm reading this whole thing. But you have a lot of responsibilities as a parent, but none of them trump this one. Yes, you want your kids to be smart. You want them to be helpful and healthy. You want them to do well in school, but none of that will be possible without having nourished the ability that Leeson helped Victoria cultivate. I don't understand. Like
that's where I lose the point. For some reason, it's
It's
too
not.
broad. May 3rd, big fail.
But then Ryan Holiday ends it with, so do it every day. And I'm still thinking, do what? And then it just brings me back to, okay, I guess I will. Wait, what was the character is fate, lessons in right and wrong. Yeah, okay, I'm going to say this. This page was dumb.
Should we just skip to May 4th?
Maybe.
No, one page at a time. Let's keep it steady.
Yeah.
Here's what came to mind. I brought this up yesterday in the chat. Me and Kira had to talk in the car, and the connection here was that Kira's in band, orchestra, plays violin. So from time to time, we find really great music pieces that focus on violin or viola, whatever. It's probably an English instrument. But I had her listen to Promontory, which is the main theme from Last of the Mohicans. Great movie. Daniel Lewis can play any role whatsoever. Hand it to him. But I wanted her to listen to it because it's like a great theme and really, gets your brain moving in the morning. And then I decided to show all three of my girls in the car the Promontory scene because it's like a really great final scene in the movie. But then as they're watching it, I start remembering all the violence in it. Like there's a broken arm, 2 people fall off cliffs. One's a girl about not much older than Kira. And I'm like, this started questioning it as they're listening to it, or as they're watching it. So then later on the ride, I ask Kira, instead of telling her that, no, you shouldn't watch it, I'm like, I can turn this into a learning experience. So I asked her, at what point do you feel like something is inappropriate for you to watch? Because what I connected with was, I'm going to let them decide, or I'm going to let her decide at what point something is going to affect her negatively. So her answer was like, when I feel uncomfortable is when I feel like I shouldn't be watching something, which was good. I was glad to hear that. And then my questioning went to what did we do to make her feel like something's questionable, which was good. So I don't know if we specifically ever said that, but she kind of picks up on that. So that's kind of a trait that I hope continues and grows and gets nourished.
That's awesome. I love about that it's about self-awareness and not like her answer wasn't like, it's something that I know mom and dad wouldn't want me watching, right? So like her answer was like, when I feel uncomfortable, right? That tells me something versus like, a kid that will watch it until they think their parents like coming in the room. That's great. Good job, Kira.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can I just pause for a second? Because this is like my dream.
Go ahead, because I'll do it anyway.
Awesome.
My blinds because the sun's out. That's usually my time to check out, but I'm going to close it.
That's okay, because we have 4 minutes left, although we're after 9. My dream was being able to come on here and receive questions from parents, from dads. So this is it. This is my dream.
And we got one.
This is I want to be able to work through these things. So I believe Todd, I learned Todd's name, and maybe I was told it earlier, but Todd, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Todd. I'll call you Todd from here on out. I think I heard your name was Todd. I think, did Whiskey say it yesterday?
That's what I thought too. I feel like I heard it somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Got it. Yeah, I think
Make
I'm gonna go
corrections
with
if needed.
so. If anyone is watching this screen, you can read this, but I'm going to read it out loud. Todd over here says, "I have a question, Dads. It's been sitting with me lately. Easton, assuming it's your son, right, has a tendency to at times randomly, even when he loses a game he's playing or something doesn't go his way, to say, 'I'm the worst.' I constantly reassure him that he isn't. But is there anything else I can do? He's an extremely soft and sensitive boy." Great question. I love this. I love that you're so aware of where this is coming from for him. Yeah, Todd. I'll keep it at Todd so I don't out you. Where are we at with this, Jason?
The answer does not come to my head immediately. We have been there with mostly my middle daughter. She had, I would say, like post-COVID, school was an issue, and she would come home extremely self-defeated, whether it was like reading or math. And I don't think I ever really knew what to say besides the exact opposite, which is like, no, you're not the worst at it. I feel like that's like going right to the extreme is not going to work. It's kind of like if I were in this situation that Todd is in, I feel like I would kind of talk through that, like figure out. I would ask, like, what game were you playing? What happened? And the way it's phrased, I'm assuming it's a video game, maybe. I don't know. But whatever that difficulty is, what would I do? Todd, what would I do?
I have a thought. Can I share?
Go ahead.
My thought is, it's always my reminders that I just need to stay curious in that moment, because sometimes I want to fix so quickly, right? Or I want to be able to say like, oh, wait, hold on. Like, you're not the worst, and here's why. I think my question would come up like this, knowing, because it would be different with my answer, who's my oldest daughter, than my youngest one. My youngest one, I'd be like, yeah, you were pretty bad. My oldest one is also extremely soft and sensitive. I love her for that. But I would end up asking her this question. I would end up saying, oh, what would make you the best? Because I want to understand like what it actually is. And I think it's something that I don't know if they really understand what the worst means, especially at their age. Okay, so if that's the worst, well, then what's the best? Like, what is the complete opposite? And I think that allows me to understand what is actually going on, because when they say they're the worst, to me, what that is that they're looking for attention, number one, right? So that I think the question ends up helping me feel connected, and maybe it's not going to help in that moment, but that's what I would ask. And I think number two, I do want to understand a little bit more about like, what exactly do you feel you can do to improve, right? I think that's where I would want to understand, can I help you, right? But I'm going to allow her to let me know what it is that she thinks she needs. And then I can step in and say, oh, okay, got it. If that makes you the best, I think I know some things that can make you the best. Are you open to kind of changing those? I would need her to lead that, where I think my youngest, I would, and she's younger, but I would definitely need to make sure that I'm starting to kind of lead her a little bit, because she's so strong and she's so like, she needs to be told a little bit more what to do. But I think my youngest needs a little more confidence. And it's like, I have to hear from her what she means. And then where she's open and open to being intentional with maybe changing something. But to me, first and foremost, it's attention seeking. But I want to understand it more. And that's just before fixing it, So not an expert, I thought.
I'd say if I were to, in less words, I would probably ask more questions than try to fix the situation. Like, even if it's a video game, whether it's a video game, a real sport, anything else, I would probably just ask leading questions that lead to trying again.
Got it. Todd, do you think that when I want to refer to when Easton says this, do you think that he says I'm the worst and then gives up, or is it I'm the worst but then will continue to play, but has that mindset, but you actually see maybe he's trying to get better? Like, where is it? Because I think those are two different things, right? It's a I'm the worst, I'm going to give up. Like, that to me is a call for help. Or I'm the worst, but then they keep playing and you see them trying to get better with it. To me, that's just like something you might not have to really jump into, right? So it's like, I know my oldest is going to, she just started softball last weekend. She's playing today. She didn't know anything on the field. And I was like, oh man, like I tried to teach her how to throw, but I forgot that she had to go to bat. And so she got up there and held a bat. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I wasn't embarrassed, but the coaches, like, it's like a league where they have to help them out. And so and amazingly, I got this on video too, but it was like her first hit. Like she somehow, like a coach came over, showed her how to swing. She swang, swang? Is swang a word? She swang?
No, it's a hilarious word. I love it.
No, she swung twice and then she hit the ball in her third. I think she was surprised, but then she didn't know what to do. And then everyone's like, you got to run to first, is what they said. So she ran to first. They're like, you got to put the bat down. So it was really funny. But if she came off the field and she said, I'm the worst, she, I think, would be seeking attention. But I know that she would be someone that would look to the coaches and look to her friends to try to get better. But if I knew that she would, and like, I'm just trying to think of one thing, like she does it with gymnastics too, but okay, drawing was something that she wanted to get better at, right? But then she would draw something and it wasn't as good as like my picture. And so I was like, she'd be like, oh, I'm just not good enough. And like, I'm the worst. And then she would stop trying. And to me, that's a different thing, right? So I would just want to understand where Easton's coming from. So that's my thought.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, we could keep going with this, because as you're talking, I'm thinking of all the situations where my kids hit that wall, and like, what did I specifically do? As long as I can get them to try it again, so they don't feel the worst, or like Todd said here, the reassurance that they're not, and continue, I'd say that's a win.
Yeah, I mean, they need attention. They're definitely not the worst. I mean, I've seen some kids, but
kids are terrible at it. As long as it's not my kid, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're all good. I'm just my true north in most situations, whether I'm good at it or not, whether I can do it in the moment, whether I lose my cool or not. It's my true north is, can I be more curious right now? And again, that's my advice. I'm not
curious, not judgmental.
Yeah, you're right. Season 3 coming up soon.
Yeah. All right, I got to go. The sun's out. It's gonna be burning my
guys.
So seconds.
All right, guys. I hope everyone has a great day.
Yeah. Have a great day, Ryan.
See you guys.
Goodbye.